So, hello to everybody watching. This is a continuation stream from one we had a couple of months ago. It was going to be immediately continued afterwards, like within a week or two, but of course, other shit happened, including a faulty fucking guideline strike. But we're not going to get into that. I've already delved a little bit way too much into that and whatnot, but whatever, we're going to finally be talking about this again. For once, we're not going to be talking about sonic phobia, but instead, we're going to be continuing our discussion on buttons. This disgusting piece of shit. But before we do that, I gotta tell you children a little story right quick. I gotta give this fucking moron his 5 minutes of fame because it's going to tie back into buttons anyway. So, yeah. Okay, that's it. Oh, shit. Fuck. Fuck. Damn it. Okay, good. That didn't spill. Fuck. Come on, get on there. There we go. But I like the dock buttons. Yep, send it my way. Okay. Alright, we can turn that off right quick because I haven't gotten that moving yet. So, okay, so turn that back on. Wait, what the heck? I thought I changed it. Turn it back off. Sheaton Shih Tzu. There we fucking go. Now that can turn back on. So, fuck. Just needed to get to Tumblr, but not this account. We're going to be talking about this loser right quick. Because a couple of days ago, this moron decided to try and gay op Gray on an alt trying to fucking defend buttons. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know, this person, this idiot, person of the Tau, is a friend or a fan of Isaac Bloom's. We already did a stream on him a while ago. So, if you need a refresher, he is a paraphile, an admitted paraphile, who is married to a necrophile. So check out my stream I did on Isaac about a month ago, And for even further coverage, look at Abyssal Gray's channel. But this person of Tau, person of the Tau, goddammit, is a fan or a friend of theirs. Doesn't matter which one. So they made a long fucking novel post about how they fucking gay opt Gray. Like, yeah, my interview with Abyssal Gray. So, if you know about the Isaac drama, I think it's safe to say that you know about Gray. I'm not going to go into the details of everything they did, so you can go to this live stream if you want that info. Timestamp 7 hours, 24 minutes, 47 seconds. The reason why I'm not going to go into detail about their role in the Isaac drama is longer than the entirety of the Lords of the Rings Star Wars. Okay. I swear, today fucking Sugar's good lung pops is the day I'm gonna fucking celebrate. Their good lung needs to just pop so they can stop breathing. For real. The reason why I'm not going to go into detail about their role in the Isaac drama is because that's not actually what this conversation I had with them was about. So I was checking in on Gray's YouTube channel, seeing what they're up to these days. It's like how a parent will check in on their kid. Keep this line in mind because this is a weirdo creep that has a fetish for infantilizing adults. Exactly, that's what I called it, a gay op. Because he tried to come at you under an alt. Like, at least be a fucking adult and not and use your real fucking account, bro. Like, come on. But instead of doing so to catch up to see if it's like to see if the kid has stabbed someone whilst throwing a tantrum, and then I came across this post. Of course, you have Gray here saying you're not a trafficking survivor. Quit trying to grift what little audience you have. This is sad. Also, you have zero qualifications to talk about the Epstein files. This motherfucker tried talking about the Epstein files. What? Yes. Infantilizing a grown fucking adult is just gross and weird. So firstly, I guess you have to have the correct qualification to talk about the Epstein files. Gray didn't say that. Gray said Buttons has zero qualifications to talk about the Epstein files because Buttons is a pedophile. Didn't know you had to didn't know that you had to do training for this. Gray did not say this. Again, Buttons is a pedophile. Studying the blade just to be able to say that child trafficking is bad. I guess Gray isn't allowed to talk about it then unless they come out as being a black belt in trafficking trauma. I gotta play this clip right quick. I'll jump
What
to
you just
another
said
tab.
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points And may God have mercy on your soul.
Like, come on. What the fuck? Black belt in trafficking trauma. And secondly, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Maybe if you looked at Gray's channel, you'd see that they have a bunch of videos talking about their experiences with buttons. Duh! That's where it comes from. Buttons has no professional qualifications to talk about the files because they don't work with trafficking survivors and has a history of lying about serious sex crimes. And they're a pedophile. You didn't miss much. Stream just started. How you doing, Brianna? You didn't miss much. Right now, we're just going over Tao's post before I continue my reading of the buttons doc. Well, based on how they've acted during Isaac's drama, I wasn't confident in their abilities to make such bold claims without the evidence to back it up. I had a strong feeling that they pulled this accusation out their ass, penetrating themselves like the horses that cannot consent. What? Oh. You're making Putty look like a good analogy writer. And Putty is extremely dogshit with analogies. But what the fuck does the horses that cannot consent mean? What, like Mr. Hands? Are you profound in Mr. Hands lore? You fucking weirdo? I think Tao watched Mr. Hands. He had to, because what the fuck else could the horses that cannot consent mean? And please, nobody ask or try to look up what Mr. Hands is. You don't want to know. If you already know what it is, I desperately pray for you. And I don't even believe. The way my legs cross would be an Olympic feat. The horses that cannot consent comment is a reference to the rape revenge porn that Isaac made. Oh, right. Okay. After some consideration on if I felt like torturing myself, I decided that I wasn't going to ignore this claim from Gray. If they're saying something like this about a person, I'm demanding that they show evidence for it. Because, again, what the fuck? And besides, I like psychology. Yes, you liked it so much that you spelled it wrong. Which is a big reason why I've been making these posts about people like Gray. I'm interested in learning more about how Gray's brain works. Maybe I'll get some interesting insight into their thought process. My Isaac drama. Oh my god. How about you just fucking kill yourself? How about that? Just fucking put a fucking 38 Smith & Wesson in your mouth and pull the fucking trigger until the clicking stops. Now, I didn't know anything about the drama surrounding this particular person Gray is talking about, nor am I interested in knowing about it. So why are you talking about it? Shut the fuck up. You didn't need to cut in. You fucking moron. You did not need to cut it. This is the same thing I'm talking about with Nick. If you don't know anything about a situation, don't speak on it. Why are you speaking on something you know nothing about? I fucking hate when people do that. When they speak on situations they know absolutely nothing about. This is irritating. There. Fuck. Oh, fuck. I just had to rip a tag out of this shirt. It just kept fucking touching my neck and was getting so goddamn irritating. But it's out, so exactly. If you don't know anything about a situation, shut the fuck up. Don't even speak on it. That's why nothing about Black Griffin is coming out of my end. Because I know nothing about the situation. I really don't care about the Black Griffin situation. But Jesse is a friend of mine. So the fact that Putty is going after Jesse, I gotta go after Putty. That's all it is. So fuck. I don't care. If you know nothing about the situation, don't fucking speak on it. I only care about challenging this claim from Gray. So if I wanted to challenge the claim, if you know nothing about buttons, you have nothing to challenge. You don't know. You have nothing to challenge. You're just an obsessed Isaac Dick Rider that wants to go after people that goes after Isaac because you're a fucking idiot. So if I wanted to challenge the claim, I wouldn't be able to interrogate with any info I know to be true. Instead, I just have to put the pressure on Gray, testing out the burden of proof. I decided to talk to Gray on an alt account because I think they blocked me. Also because I didn't want them refusing to answer any of my questions I had for them. Instead of accusing me of being friendly with a gross monster. I started off the convo with an extremely simple question. It's a question that has to be answered in any debate as well as in any claim of reality ever. What? Stop speaking in innuendos. The inner machinations of this guy's mind are an enigma. The fuck? And so here we have his original comment. So this claim you're making feels like it's coming out of nowhere. That's what set me off because you know nothing about buttons. How would you know if Gray's claim would be coming from out of nowhere? Gray has been dealing with buttons for a number of years. You know nothing about buttons. So the fact that you're saying it feels like it's coming out of nowhere, you should take those words and shut them up your fucking ass. Would you be able to provide evidence that shows this person is lying about being a victim? If you give this type of claim without proof, you come off as a giant asshole. So, this is fucking. What did I say? So, this is an extremely simple question. No, it's an extremely fucking narcissistic, standoffish comment. Not a simple question. If you just said, hey, can you give proof? We would have just gave you evidence that you desperately wanted. But no, you had to say, it feels like it's coming out of nowhere. If you don't have the real type of proof, you come off as a giant asshole. You come off as a giant asshole posting this shit with your snarky, bad attitude. Bitch. I think it's a pretty understandable question. And I also think that it was caring of me to point out how this post makes Gray look bad. You did not need to do that. Why would you care about Gray looking bad? You don't care. If anything, you want Gray to look bad. Got to look out for my buddy. Gray's not your buddy. And I know this line is sarcastic, but you're very horrible at sarcasm. So what was Gray's response? Gray says they lied about being a child safety advocate and dated a minor. I don't care if I come off as an asshole, frankly. Okay, if that's true, that's obviously bad. Remember, this specific claim from Gray, by the way, is coming back later. But here's the thing, that wasn't my question, Gray. And another person replied to me, by the way. Here I am, because I'm me. I defend my friends. If my friends are getting attacked, I will jump in. I don't give a flying fuck. I will jump in every fucking time. So here's me. I say, instead of attacking someone who knows what they're fucking talking about, how about you do some research on the subject at hand? Basically, I mean, go watch every little thing about buttons you could fucking find. Instead of trying to talk down to Gray like Gray doesn't know what they're talking about. Gray has been dealing with buttons for a number of years. You're just an Isaac Dick Rider who knows nothing about this situation. But you want to cut in because Gray went after your butt buddy. Fuck, excuse me. I deeply apologize. I was attacking someone by asking them to provide evidence for something. And that was wrong of me. And you're absolutely right. I should have been trying to do my research on this topic, but not actually doing research on the topic and asking questions. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I have broken Gray's heart that they used to like your comment. I will be giving myself 4 out of 10 lashes with a sounding rod to punish myself for you. Oh my god, shut the fuck up, you flamer. Shut the fuck up. So, anyway, I decided to give Gray another chance to pass this test. What test? This isn't a test, this is just being a fucking moron. And Abyssal Gray, I didn't ask you if you lied about being a child safety advocate. I asked you if you have evidence for your claim that they're lying about being a trafficking victim. So I'll ask you again. Do you or do you not have the evidence for the claim that they're lying about being a trafficking victim? Okay, so now's the chance to redeem yourself, Gray. You haven't been the best with providing evidence for anything in the Isaac dramas, but I actually believe you can do this. You can make a claim that is backed up by evidence. You can do this, Gray. I'm rooting for you. Why are you talking like this? You're actively. This whole post is just actively talking down Gray. Like Gray's some 5-year old that's doing this type of thing for the very first time. Like, this is belittling Gray. And this is actually kind of pissing me the fuck off. They're a prolific liar, like tragically full of shit. You could look on Kiwi Farms, they have a thread for a reason. Do you have cotton balls in your ears? I just told you to do research. Okay, so for my next response, I must confess something. I actually fucked up. I misread what they said. I think it's the fact that they didn't put a space between my username and there, as well as the fact that my sleeping schedule has been trashed these past few days. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. But at the time, my brain somehow interpreted the message as reading, "You're a liar." You may get the sounding rod on me for this one. I would be a liar if I was saying something that wasn't true. I haven't made any claims of my own. The one thing I've done in this conversation is ask for evidence of your claim because you didn't give any in your post. If you're going to state that someone is lying about being a trafficking victim, you better give evidence for that. It could be a link to a doc, a Kiwi Farm thread, absolutely anything. And instead of providing any evidence, you ignored me and talked about something completely unrelated. And when I ask you again, you accuse me of being a liar for asking an extremely reasonable question. And not only that, you agreed with someone else that my question was attacking you because it was, you idiot. I didn't realize that asking for proof before I believed something that was considered online harassment. I also didn't know that I'm apparently supposed to do my research without actually doing any research and asking questions. With all that being said, based on your extremely immature responses to me, I'm concluding that the answer is no. You can't point me into the direction of any proof. Your evidence for your claim is just trust me, bro. Got it. You can do research without having to ask questions. I watched a whole bunch of videos explaining who Hiten Mitsuru was. Well, not was, but is, because Heaton's not dead. Who Hiten Mitsuru is and what she has done multiple times before deciding to parody the bitch. You can do research without having to ask questions. Just look up buttons. Like Grace says. Keyword Lyle Convoy and buttons in search, and you will find everything. You don't have to go into a random person's comment threads and start accusing them of shit that they obviously know what they're talking about because they've been dealing with the person. Go fuck yourself, Tao. From the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself. Despite my mistake, I still stand by the fact that Gray was handling my messages in an immature manner. I also stand by the fact that they failed to provide evidence stating that someone is a massive liar isn't proof of anything. Also, saying to look up threads on Kiwi Farms isn't an answer either, because if that were true, I could. If it were true that I could find this evidence, fuck off. I don't care, Putty. Why am I getting Putty notifications? I would have responded. Fuck. Because if it were true that I could find this evidence on Kiwi Farms, you would have responded to me by describing the specific pieces of evidence on the threads I'd have to look out for. Instead of just saying, this person is a liar, that's all the proof you need. I don't care if this person happens to be a compulsive liar, Gray. In this claim you're making, you have to give evidence that they've lied about the specific subject. You can't conclude that someone is lying about something simply because they've lied about other stuff. Yes, you can. It's called a habitual liar. If you lied about something so many times, people will start to not believe you. It's called habitual lying. How are you this dumb? What barn did your mother raise you in that you could be this stupid? That's not how evidence or critical thinking works, Gray. Yes, it is. Have you ever read the parable, The Boy That Cried Wolf? Fucking. I'll explain it to you, Tao, since you have apparently never read it. But here we go. Basically, fucking, I'll paraphrase it for you. Basically, farm village boy fucking decided to have fun. He kept telling the fucking people around him that he saw a pack of wolves so they could protect their sheep or whatnot. Day and night, no wolves came. Next morning, he went and did it again. No wolves came. Did it again. No wolves. Again, no wolves. And again, and again, and again. Because he was a liar. He got kicks out of lying about wolves. Now, one night, an actual herd of wolves came in. He decided to warn the people. But because he lied so many goddamn times, they did not believe him. And then all their sheep died. The point of that story, The Boy That Cried Wolf, is if you lie so many times, the people around you will not believe you. Duh. But of course, you're an Isaac Dick Rider, so you were just born stupid. If it did that work that way, I'd be able to claim that you're lying about suffering from seizures. Why the fuck would anybody lie about that? Ah, man. Okay, this nigga gotta die, bro. Because why do you have to bring people's medical conditions into shit? Because he lied your ass off about everything in the Isaac drums. And you think that'd be a pretty shitty thing to do, wouldn't you? Are you starting to get the picture now? Okay. Since you're so big on providing, since you're so big on providing evidence, where is your evidence for this, Tao? Where? Where's your evidence for this? Huh? Where's your evidence for this? Because you sure as hell don't post it in this fucking twit longer. I know it's Tumblr, but I'm just used to calling novel posts like these twit longer, so I'm just going to call it twit longer. So after my response, they actually sent me a link. I told you to look at Kiwi Farms. Not trust me, bro. And it's not a crime to like my friend's comment. Here is a Twitter link, and pinned on the profile should be a Google document. The link was to a Twitter page about this sugar person. I was able to get the document that Gray mentioned through a link to a straw page. And after looking through all 154 pages, kill me. I sure do want to. And this is you asking somebody to do it. So if I were to actually come and kill you, I could just pull this up and I wouldn't get in trouble because you asked. Guess what I found to back up Gray's claim? Nothing. Out of all the claims made against the person in the stock, there wasn't a singular teensy weensy mention of them lying about being a trafficking victim. But based on Gray's message, is anybody surprised by this? But you wanna know what I did find out? You know, the situation with a minor that Gray mentioned to me? Turns out what happened is that this minor lied to the person whilst they were dating, saying they were of age. Wow, no shit. It's not like we already knew that. But guess what? That person did tell Buttons they were underage, and Buttons still proceeded to date them. So it's on Buttons because Buttons still proceeded to date them. That's the point. Why would I lie about having epilepsy? Shit that could legit end my life. Something that I had since I was a baby. Yeah. There's no need to lie about that. Like, come on. This dude's a fucking weirdo. Like, oh, fuck. This was admitted by the former minor who also told people to stop calling the person a creep. Alright, do not call you a groomer over this. I lied, and that's not on him. He didn't know. So that couldn't possibly make him a predator. I just wanted to make that clear. By the way, Sugar is apparently gone by many names, with Eden being one of them. This is not important. So why you need to put that in there, I don't fucking know why. So yeah, I guess Gray had the same mindset they did when Isaac went through a very similar situation. They were lied to about the person's age, but at the same time, they knew because reasons I had big brain. Cheating. Buttons found the age after dating the minor. There were signs from the beginning that the kid obfuscated their age. Buttons never age verified the kid at all. Okay. Right. It's been a minute since I've talked about Buttons, so that probably slipped my mind. Right. Buttons never age checked. Right. So yeah, after my torture session, I swear I don't have a kink. Shut up. I shared with Gray my findings, or rather, I would have if they didn't block me. Okay, so I've just gone through the doc. I have two things I like to say. Firstly, there was zero mention of this person lying about being a trafficking victim. Therefore, no evidence was provided as such. So yeah, I think you just pulled this claim out of your butthole. And secondly, that minor situation you mentioned was about a minor lying to the person, saying that they were of age to them at the time they were dating. I know that's not the topic I came here for, but the fact that you would twist this for the reality of that you would twist the reality of the situation the way you did is fucked up. If you care about minors, don't lie about what actually went down. Got it? Look, I'll be honest. I only came here because it seemed really messed up to me that someone would accuse another of lying about being a trafficking victim without providing evidence for that in a post. I don't care about this drama surrounding this person. Why the fuck are you here? What I care about is the fact that you will blatantly lie about this particular claim of yours, even going as far as send me down a rabbit hole of bullshit for no reward, just to keep at the facade that you're coming from a place of reason. A little word of advice: maybe don't basically accuse people of lying about having gone through some traumatic shit just because you happen to not like them. The only person in the wrong is you if you would do that. In conclusion, you're a dumb bitch. Leaving this combo now. Have a good day. Even though they can never read it, after everything with Isaac, I'm glad. I'm really happy about taking this opportunity to call Gray the stupid fucking bitch they are. It felt really damn good to write that. LOL. So, what did we learn about Abyssal Gray today? One, they can't properly do research. Hypocritical statement. This is a hypocritical statement for real because Tao didn't do any fucking research at all. He constantly talks about how doesn't care about this situation. So the fact that he's talking about Gray not doing research is absolutely ass backwards. They can't properly do research and will either decide to come up with random claims just because they can, or they will read and listen to information and choose to twist it in a specific way that they feel is beneficial to them and their narrative. They cannot engage with other people in a mature and informative manner about topics. Yes, Gray can. We just didn't engage with you correctly because you're a piece of shit that decided you want to throw accusations of lying and shit. Oh, okay, you're in
Hi.
Yep. Okay.
Like, how
Let me turn this
how
up.
through everything? Because I've shared like an obscene amount of evidence with this guy through the YouTube community post feature. Even tagged him. How the flying fuck do you cherry pick what you want to see from everything?
And the fact that he says you can't do research properly while also saying that, oh, I don't know about this situation. I'm, I don't know about this situation is absolutely asinine because he clearly admits he's not going to do proper research on buttons, even though all you need to do is put up Lyle Convoy buttons in the fucking search bar. That's all you need to do. This
Yeah.
dude's a fucking moron and a hypocrite.
I'm gonna like look for my like how many streams I did on um Isaac, for example, because I've had to look at stuff live. Uh, Isaac. Okay, one, two. Okay, one that has like putty stuff with it. And then there's one, two, three, four, five, six different live streams. Oh no. Like I can't hear you.
Uh,
Did did Discord did Discord shit itself? Hang on.
not because I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I'm guessing it like froze up.
Yeah.
And that's not including like the Dust Bunny streams.
This dude, for real. Because this shit gets, like, even worse when I fucking get into my argument I had with this dude. Because, as it's already been established, Isaac's fans fucking try to differentiate pedophilia and hebophilia. And so I tried to, like, argue with this dude that the term shouldn't really exist because attraction to minors is attraction to minors. But this dude wants to argue fucking semantics with me. And then he fucking infantilizes me like a fucking weirdo.
No, for real. That's like some creepy shit.
If you're actually out here infantilizing a grown ass man, it's just fucking weird. Bro, like, anybody that knows me knows I fucking say the most outlandish, off the wall shit for shits and giggles because I personally think just being unhinged is funny. Like, controlled, unhinged. It's just funny. But
Yeah.
the amount of weird you have to be to actually creep me out, that's crazy. This dude actually fucking creeped me out.
I saw it, I'm like, ugh, what a freak.
Like, the only time I've really been creeped out getting into this shit is when fucking Cheezer porn bombed me at one stream. That's the
Ew.
only time I've ever been creeped out, really. And now this, like, infantilizing me like a fucking weirdo, bro.
You're a grown man.
This dude, this dude needs to fucking kill himself. For real.
He needs to be put on a watch list. So does Isaac.
This, like, watching Isaac automatically just make you a fucking weirdo. I know you attract
No.
the people you want to attract, but god damn. This dude's a fucking weirdo, bro.
For real. Like when I look at the Isaac stuff, and I think Isaac even mentions it, it's like 20 plus hours of content. How do you just dismiss all of it as, oh, it's not evidence of anything? What?
Shit.
I'm sorry.
If anything's 26 plus hours, I consider that proper research.
And I've done it every stream. That way people know what I'm looking at, can correct me in real time. Like, I'm flabbergasted.
Just wow. Okay. So, number three, they apparently view understandable pushback from people as them being attacked. This was not understandable pushback. You came into Gray's comment section spewing accusations out of your ass. Four, they
I've
have
had
such.
to,
Oh,
just like a real quick thing, I've had to look at Button's Kiwi Farms page. I don't think Tao understands what the Kiwi Farms page is. I'm not going to pull it up on Discord. I am going to pull it up on my end because when you type in Buttons' like legal name into Google with the words Kiwi Farms, you're able to find it. And they regularly update this.
but no, we don't do research. My ass. Okay. Four, they have such little confidence in the intelligence of their audience that they believe they can make a claim without any proof and expect the audience to believe it. If I had ever been a fan of them, I'd stop being one because of how insulted I'd feel. My nigga, bro, they Gray's posted evidence of this before. All you have to do is look at Gray's previous videos on buttons, you fucking mook. How are you this stupid? Just go
I've
watch Gray's
even,
previous videos.
but since Tao can't read, obviously. Hang on, where is my post? I even, and I posted this at like 5 in the morning because I'm like, fucking hell. I put in, love how you acknowledge that Sugar is possibly lying as you're demanding evidence out of me. Here are some sources and context. Sugar is terminally online. It has a trackable internet presence. Kiwi Farms, Layo's video, and then Kraken Serafina's video.
Number five, Gray needs to stay away from serious topics and drama. They don't have the necessary. Shut the fuck up. They don't have the necessary mental and emotional skill sets to understand the situations, nor bring anything of value to the table. So if Gray ever decides to bring up the Isaac drama again, or to talk about a drama that you, the reader, is staying updated about, I think it's important to keep all of this in mind when deducing the validity of any commentary or claims they make. So yeah, Gray is a dumb bitch. Thanks for reading. And then he fucking tags Abyssal Gray as a dumb bitch. Oh my god, this dude is the real dumb bitch. So, no. Gray can talk about whatever the fuck Gray wants to talk about. You shouldn't because you openly admit you're not going to do the research on your own. Like, come on, bro. You bring nothing of value. You're just a fucking Isaac Dick writer, and that's all you're ever going to be. Speaking of speaking of Isaac, I thought this was supposed to he liked, I guess not. But Little Miss Bitch Info fucking liked this one. And then I guess these two are
Oh,
also Isaac Dick writers because this one, Cosmic Crow Vibes, is going to fucking laugh and joke in the threads about me that Tao made. So yeah, let's talk about that one because Tal decided to make 2 threads about me, I believe. Because I fucking.
I would have to count how many were like made about me, because I'm gonna have to cover this.
Yeah, because I put belt to Tal's ass. So.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing that. Because, let's be honest, this shit is dumb.
Okay, so here's the second one, which is about me. I think I talked to one of Abyssal Gray's buddies before they had their milk feeding. What?
Ew.
So yeah, this is after our DMs one, where he starts infantilizing me at the end. But when he made this post, he fucking infantilizes me here. Like, talking about milk feeding.
No one want your kitty milk towel?
Okay. So I fucking texted him. Glad to take the opportunity to call you the stupid fucking bitch you are. I just took his words and used it against him. And it's LOL, retard, not ELOHEL. Spelling it like that just makes you look like you just hopped off the short bus. Because I've never seen somebody spell it ELOHEL. That's fucking just weird. It's just easier to put LOL. Because it's literally L laughing, O out, L loud. Duh. What the fuck is ELOHEL? Then he's talking to some, I'm not that short. Yes, my parents are gnomes, but I can't control that. I didn't choose to live like this. Your sarcasm is dog shit, by the way. It is part of our gnome culture to say LOL instead of LOL. Why do you have to disrespect our cultures like that, bro? I think you may be late for your mother's milk feeding. You're getting a bit cranky. You'd better get over there before she goes dry. I want you to know one thing right now, Tal. If you ever speak of my mother again, I will beat the fucking dog shit out of you, you little fucking bitch. My mom is dead. If you ever speak of my mom again, I will fucking kill you. Do you fucking understand me? I don't care about the consequences of my actions. I will literally fucking kill you. You ever speak of my fucking mom again.
Oh no, we don't disrespect like mamas at all.
I will shove.
I'm helping you hide the body. I'm helping you hide the body.
I will shove a Louisville slugger up your fucking ass, through your mouth, and repeat the process 500,000 times until you vomit out your internal organs, you little fucking bitch. Do not ever speak of my mother again. I don't give a fuck about your jokes. If you ever speak of my mother again, I will fucking kill you. On a serious note, my gnome heritage aside, I know that they intended to upset and degrade me with this message, but it's actually made my day and has fed my ego. Fuck your ego. And I'm really happy
Your
now.
ego's the size of a fucking tic-tac-toe.
And I'm giggling like a gremlin. Because if the only way you can... if the only way you can respond to everything I said about Gray in my last post is calling me names and slurs, and randomly
Sheen is black. He is allowed to call you slurs if you're being a dumbass.
I randomly decided to get triggered over LOL, then I must have made a post that was easy to follow, backed up by evidence and indisputable claim in its claims against Gray. I must have done a pretty damn good job at what I strive to do. LOL. And in the comments, I'm like, you want slurs? I'm black, I can call you slurs.
By the way, I put something in the little buttons channel because I know you're gonna get a kick out of it.
So Isaac blocked buttons.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
By the way, everyone who saw that for a split second, that is Isaac's blue sky. That is Button's blue sky. Do not look at the profiles. Block them both. They're both freaks.
Okay, so this one, he posted more of it, where I posted this fucking chat picture. This is on one of Isaac's latest videos where one of their audiences tries to differentiate hebephilia and pedophilia and whatnot. And then I'm like, you're part of an audience that actively tried to distinguish a difference between pedophilia and a hebephilia. I don't want to hear anything from you. Your comeback was really shitty, and you stopped spreading lies about gray. You don't like the exact definition of things? Is that because of a traumatic experience you had, maybe? Do you want to talk about it, sweetie? I'm here to listen. Don't fucking call me sweetie. I tolerated it for a little bit, but in the rest of the threads, I'm like, stop fucking calling me that. Because I'm not your fucking sweetheart. I'm not your sweetie. You call me that in person, I will knock your fucking teeth out. Hebephilia doesn't. Oh wait, fuck. Hebephilia doesn't exist. Is the point? Like, not saying that's poorly worded. It does exist, but it's the same fucking umbrella. You don't think that some pedos are strictly attracted to underage teens, sweet pea? Why the fuck would you call somebody sweet
That is
pea?
implying that ephebophilia means you're getting with adults, when both ephebophilia and pedophilia is just pedantic terms for people who want to diddle children.
Like, like to me, a hebephilia shouldn't be like a term because they're all fucking children to me. Under 18 is a fucking child to me. I don't care if there's a term just for the last 3 years of childhood, because that's what a hebephilia apparently is for like 16, 17, 18, and 19. Like, no. It's still fucking pedophilia. It's still fucking illegal. Like, it's called pedophilia. There doesn't need to be differing terms. Also, don't call me sweetie, whether sarcastically or not. But the thing is, pumpkin, people use different terms to describe what they're talking about. So you only use pedophilia when you wanna, but other people may want to be specific. I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna argue semantics with someone who defends Isaac Bloom's. Okay then, you may return to your baby crib, sweetheart. Have a good day. For real, stop calling me that. I guess watching Isaac also makes you a weirdo like him. Shh, shh. Put some pacifier in your mouth. Rest now, little one. And I'm like, nah, you gotta get blocked for that bitch ass nigga. And he tried to type LOL again, but of course I blocked him. Then he sounds, the baby is finally ceased its tantrums and is resting. Stop fucking infantilizing me for real. That I don't know how many times I gotta say that shit's weird. Cut it the fuck out. So he made another post saying Gray's response to my post. What Gray typed in their community tab saying LMAO, truly the insane ramblings of a freak, apparently person in the town. One of Isaac's buddies decided it'd be a cute and quirky idea to chaos me to write an expose about how I don't do my research. I really don't have to when Sugars is the infamous piss scribbling buttons. Then he's told us a person in the town was an insane freak for daring to suggest to ever suggest I didn't do research for this claim I made. Gray immediately after, I don't have to do research for what I claimed. And then he posts a picture of what looks like a cat or a bunny with fucking drugs all over it. Like, what the fuck? The fuck is this? Why are you putting drugs all over a bunny?
Some of those are over-the-counter painkillers. Some of them look like
This
antibiotics. And I think the blue tablets are sleeping pills, but I could be wrong. How I kind of know a lot about this is because I have chronic health issues, which means medication.
I don't know if it's just me, but I think this image should qualify as animal abuse, honestly, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, save the bunny from like drug testing.
For real, I think Tao just needs their house checked and evacuated of all fucking animals, because that better not be a picture directly from Tao.
I really hope it's not a picture directly from Cal, because the bunny needs to be saved from more than just drugs, considering how they're even unironically enjoy its content, which features feral artwork and zoophilia.
Okay. Gray's response, the sequel. Of course, it has a Gray post. Personal to Tao is ridiculously easy to research. Fun fact, since you find it cute to talk shit, let's get into my process. Google and kind folks giving me info, making my job much easier. Also, Isaac admitted to being a paraphile twice on his stream. It's legit that easy. You can also see me do research on those stream VODs, LMFAO. Gray, honey. Gray is not your honey. You fucking weirdo.
Never call me Honey Tao. I may have a southern family, but I hope you get sodomized with a fire poker.
I hope you get a fucking red hot soldering iron shoved up your ass by Big Bubba in the fucking prisons. You do know what.
No baby oil.
You do know what these toddler tantrums responses to me are doing. What you think they're doing, right? So you're trying to prove me wrong in this post by talking about how you've done research on the drama regarding this sugar person, when I wasn't ever claiming that you haven't done any research about the drama. I've been claiming that you have been making baseless accusation about the person lying about being a trafficking victim. In fact, when you stop to think about it, I'm actually supporting the fact that you've been researching on the topic by relying on you to give the evidence for the specific claim. Evidence that you've been failing to provide in every response you've given me. Not even your friend that messaged me could give that evidence. Because I wasn't intending on giving you the evidence. I told you multiple fucking times, go find the evidence for yourself because it's easy to find.
I even tried to explain that to Tao. Like, it's ridiculously fucking easy to see it.
My messages were not to give you the evidence. How are you that stupid? My messages were clearly to call you the fucking idiot that you are. But I guess you can't read. And that's why your responses...
Tao and Isaac's audience are allergic to reading. This is why we need to bring back that one Pizza Hut promotion where you read a book and you get like a free personal pan.
Oh my god.
We need to bring that back.
I remember those.
Those were awesome.
I swear. I used to hate them though because I always would try to cash one in, but because the one by my house was a Pizza Hut Express, they were always like, "Oh, we can't take this order." Like, bitch, you were still the fucking Pizza Hut. I used to hate Pizza Hut Expresses. Like,
you know, there was a Pizza Hut Express.
You still make the food. Fucking give me my food, bro.
At that rate, that's just bullying a child.
And that's why your responses haven't been achieving what you'd like them to. Because all you had to do to prove me wrong and humiliate me was give me that evidence. Instead, you've been shooting yourself in the foot by confirming everything I said in my original post about you. By twisting the conversation to make it look like I'm accusing you of not knowing anything about the drama, you're proving my claim that you twist shit to fit your narrative. By making the baseless claim that Isaac was involved in my choice to make my post about you, as well as have that convo with you under your post about doing a whole gay op with me. You're showing that I was right about you making random accusations for things you don't have evidence for simply because you can. What the fuck is this word salad?
Oh, my response to that, I put a screenshot in the Buttons channel. In the likes section, you can see a very familiar profile in there.
Yep, descending April.
So Tao, how's the gay op working out for you? Because I don't think it's working out well. Thank you for confirming that Isaac co-signed your shit.
By demonizing me and your responses for simply making logical conclusions based on the conversation I had with you, as well as the evidence you provided for your claim, proves my point that you cannot engage in these conversations like a mature adult. You're also proving that you see pushback as an attack against you. By doing everything I've just listed above, you're confirming that you don't think your viewers are very intelligent.
I think my viewers are very intelligent, actually. That's why I don't talk down to them and don't tell them how to think or feel.
Yeah, it's not that Gray sees pushback as an attack against Gray. It's more that this was a literal attack on Gray because you came out swinging with claims that Gray was pulling this argument out of their ass. That's an attack.
It's an attack. It's a gay op, not an interview.
I don't know if you know that you're bad with wording, but that was a very piss poor choice of wording. That if you just don't know that you're bad with wording and you're just a fucking idiot. You're proving me right when I say you don't have the necessary mental and emotional skills to talk about these topics. By making these responses, you're not proving me wrong, you're making me laugh at you. With all that being said, I don't think I have to make any more posts about this topic. Since you confirmed everything I've said for me, I don't need to explain myself any further. The only time I will post about anything else is if you do the singular thing. The only thing you and your buddies have had to do in this entire discourse between me and you, give evidence that the sugar person is lying about being a trafficking victim. And no, I don't want you to divert the conversation into talking about the bullshit claim of them being a pedo. I don't want a brain dead conversation about how you don't think the term hebephilia should exist. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that logic. Gray never said this. I said this. Why are you lumping shit in with me and Gray? This is a whole completely different conversation.
That's because Tao is trying to do what their senpai, yes, I'm using weeb logic, weeb terminology, Isaac Blooms wants of them. Discredit and denounce. That was the goal of Tao's little gay op. We could all see it. And in response, I decided to look back at my old DMs with and I found Buttons Google Docu that they made on their Thank You Libe. And that same Google Docu I have provided to Sheet and Sheetsaru because content.
I don't want you projecting your possible secret CGL kink onto me. What?
What the fuck?
What the fuck even is that? Caregiver little is a consensual dynamic where one partner caregiver nurtures and takes care of the other little who engages in age regression. Oh fuck
That's age regression. That is not DDLG. You fucking turbo fuck.
What the fuck? If
Okay,
anything, this
Shayton,
is
for
your
the sake
kink.
of
This is your kink, Tao, because you're the one fucking infantilizing all of us. You fucking weirdo. This is your kink, you fucking brain dead. I almost called him the F slur. I almost called him the F slur. I'm trying to
I
not.
can. And also, I'm giving you both the F slur and R word pass. Tao, you're a retarded faggot. Shut the fuck up, first of all. Second of all, no one here is consenting to your DDLG kink. Maybe you should stay away from kindergartens, the infant ward of hospitals, daycares, middle schools, high schools, morgues, cemeteries, funeral homes, veterinary clinics, adoption centers, and dog parks.
Like,
sorry.
no. But yeah, this is your King Tao, you fucking flamer. Like, what the fuck?
Also, please don't look up DDLG. Because, oh my god. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? It's essentially a sub-dom dynamic that focuses on one caring for another. Buttons has this kink. Susie, to an extent, may have this kink. Like Susie Doodle Tones.
Yep.
And it often gets conflated with age play or age regression. Age regression is a trauma response. Age play is a kink, where one party role plays being a lot younger than they actually are. It involves baby things like pacifiers, diapers, onesies, cribs, baby bottles.
Yep. Ugh. Okay. I don't want you projecting your possible secret CGL kink onto me, making me look like a creep for where your brain decides to wander. Because you potentially feel like that's the only acceptable way for you to indulge in your fantasies.
CGL? I heard DDLG. Hang on, I'm gonna look up what CGL is. That way you don't have to.
Oh, no, I already did. That's what I was reading off.
Ew.
It's caregiver little.
Oh no, that's Tao's kink.
Yep. So I think CGL is like a step before going into DDLG.
I think it's like a subsection of DDLG.
Yeah.
Oh, and it just cites Tumblr links.
I don't want you pointing to all the stacks of paper on your desk of all the research you've done that has nothing to do with the specific claim you're making. Yes, the fuck it does.
What?
This is, again...
all the stacks of paper?
I guess this is referring to the 26 hours of video footage you have on Isaac and shit. Because you
one
go,
where I look at like links, different links.
Because you go into
meaning it's all digital.
Yeah, because you go into the extensive views and topics of people you talk about and shit like that. So I guess he's equating the 26 plus hours into like stacks of paper. But all this line is just admitting Tao's not going to do the research because Tao's a lazy bitch.
I was so lazy.
I don't want you calling the person a compulsive liar, thinking that that using that twice, horrible writer, counts as evidence because I've explained in my original post it doesn't. I want actual, indisputable evidence for your claim that the sugar person is lying about being a trafficking victim. If you can do this, just give me a singular tiny screenshot of them doing or saying something that exposes them to having been lying about being a trafficking victim. I will take down all my posts about you. I will make a post apologizing to you and admitting that I was wrong. Keep in mind, this needs to be evidence that you already have right now, not evidence that gets uncovered in the future. Because my point is that you're baselessly making this accusation in the here and now that it isn't possible for the person to be actually lying. My final words to agree on this topic: if you're correct in claiming that this person is lying about being a trafficking victim, and that I'm wrong for claiming that this is a baseless accusation you're making, prove it. Oh my god. So yeah, Tao's basically Isaac's Nick. He gives off the same vibes. Tao's basically Isaac's Nick. Putty has Nick, Isaac has Tao. They're basically the same fucking person.
Oh, watch out. Nick's gonna accuse me of pegging you again.
Fuck him. Fuck him where
By
he
the
can.
way,
I want
in
to. Oh,
for those who like are watching, I am actively sharing evidence with Sheeton in Sheeton's server.
yep.
Meaning I have it on hand. Not that hard.
Yep. So if you want to look at this, I have it highlighted in blue. So if you want to, if you're watching the VOD or if you're watching this right now, just copy paste this and you can do the research on buttons that Tao could easily be doing. But because Tao's a fucking retard, he doesn't want to. Shut up.
I'm going to be right back. I think my Discord needs updated.
Oh yeah.
So BRB.
Yep. In the meantime, Tao made yet another post, actually 8 hours ago. So this was posted either today or last night. You have Gray here, tagging person of Tao. Love how you acknowledge that Sugar is possibly lying as you're demanding evidence out of me. Here are my sources and context. Sugar is terminally online and has a trackable internet presence. Kiwi Farms thread that we just looked at. YouTube and a YouTube link. Done. Thanks for giving me content for Monday. You're very welcome. By the way, you failed to give evidence for the specific claim you made yet again. So I guess the answer is no. You don't have proof that the person lied about being a trafficking victim. Whomp whomp. Also, your little friend isn't helping your case in you being the good guy in this situation. And then he asked for slurs, so I gave him slurs. I hit the comments of the last post. I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You literally infantilize grown ass men. Weird ass nigga. I'm definitely going to clown your ass from here on. You're going to be my personal lolcow to milk, bitch ass nigga. LOL. Go fuck yourself. So, so that's a no on having evidence? Okay, I'm done now. I'll step back and allow you guys to make fun of me, humiliate yourself for giving me entertainment in the process, you silly, stupid bitches. Oh my god. This dude, I swear. And I believe, yep, that's the last post this fucking weird faggot made. Like, bro, I'm surprised they didn't clip the rest of the comments because there was even more. He says, so that's a no one having evidence. That's a yes on you being a bitch. So no then. And like FluffySugars, please, which is kill yourself backwards. So, okay. With this fucking moron Tao out of the way, again, it's been running an hour. Okay, we're gonna.
By the way, up to Sheet and Sheetzer, so you can get updates on when he streams next.
Yep. Do the adverse for Abyssal Grey. Subscribe to Abyssal Grey because Grey has a whole bunch of streams coming up.
Oh yeah, I have way too many streams I need to make thumbnails.
Yeah. So last we caught, last we left off the buttons doc. We fucking got to the blackmailing section. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more sections. So blackmailing. In March of this year, 2025, well, technically last year now, someone made a post against Sugar that contained selfies of Sprinkle without Sprinkle's permission. Sprinkle asked this person to remove the post, and they did so and apologized. However, Sugar screenshotted the post to talk about it and kept it up on its profile. Sprinkle was very uncomfortable with having his face on Sugar's page, considering how Sugar has stalked and harassed him for so long, but Sugar refused to remove the post unless Sprinkle went and talked to it. This is not the same as posting someone's selfie on your prompted on your page as if it's a random photo of theirs. It's a screenshot of his post attached to a claim saying I drew a character based on him when I didn't. They are different spotted. Falsely accusing me of making a character based on him. I didn't post selfies as if they were already on the internet, dude. It's literally a screenshot of his own goddamn post. I'm not taking it down because the proof itself is how ridiculously I've been treated and how cruel everything's been. How about this? I take down any post that has to do with Zen if he has an actual discussion with me like an adult. If he can't do that, it sucks. Trying to manipulate the situation to seem like from an outside perspective I slide out posted his info is stupid. There's a screenshot of a post he made on his page attached to a claim about me that's false. Now buzz off. The post remains. Cry about it. I did not feel comfortable allowing my partner to speak to someone that had hurt him so much one on one, so I did it myself. The following conversation ensued. A whole lot of fucking screenshots. It's a lot. Sugar demanded I remove my first call out and all other posts about it, or the selfies would stay up. It also tried to add on a demand for a public apology, but I managed to skirt around that. Obviously, my methods here were not perfectly morally sound, but when someone is blackmailing you, you don't have many other choices but to play the same game. I also just wanted my boyfriend to be left alone, as again, this had been going on since December of 2024 and was severely impacting his mental health. Occurring after the document's release, Sugar accused me of lying in the information I provided here, and also probably in an attempt to blackmail us a second time, has posted Sprinkle selfies. It knows that Sprinkle is uncomfortable with this. As you can see, it does not care. Even if you go and read the full post, it does not explain anything new that I didn't address at the start of this section. An updated thread of Sugar. Sugar's been making the files of itself whilst ignoring its pretty. Okay, let's see what this is. An updated thread of Sugar. Sugar's been making the files of itself whilst ignoring all its predatory and victim blaming actions. The Epstein files have been released, and it's been as gruesome, as horrific as it gets. I will not be using any of the files for this post at all, but please, God, please read the files and know how disgusting elites truly are. Sugar has decided to make the entire files about itself, while still mostly ignoring other victims as well as threatening predatory actions against children. For clarity, I will not be using details of its story to call it out. That is not my story to use, but Sugar has had a history of airing out other people's trauma stories without their consent in order to make itself look more like the victim. Every time it mentions it, it's never about the children, but always about itself. Do I think victims of abuse cannot talk about their experience while referring to the files? No, but never wants to talk about the actual victims of the files is incredibly selfish. You can quite literally talk about them in your experience, but Sugar has decided to label itself as an almost victim. The validity of this story is uncertain, and legally I can only call it alleged from talking about its own experience. Oh fuck! What the fuck was that? Claiming it was almost a victim was further ignoring the actual victims who were there. Sugars decided to give itself any right to cope how it pleases, despite the violence not being its trauma, telling others not to make jokes, but then making jokes itself. Oh my god, Sugar's dog shit person. What the fuck? Okay, this same person.
Real quick, since this is a nothing burger, pretty much what I'm gonna do is point out that regardless of what
I'm here
Trayvon
for a
City
moment
always
because
Romance
I wanted to
Razor
say
says,
something given what you're covering.
Oh, oh, Jester. How's it going?
Hi. Not too bad. I wanted to just say real quick, given the person you're covering, fuck buttons. It should kill itself.
Yes. I went on Twitter. I don't know if I'm blocked by buttons on Twitter yet, but I made a post on Twitter saying buttons should pop their good lung. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, you're killing me. Oh,
Let me see if I can find it.
all right.
Wait, hang on. I'm about to see. Do, 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 do. I don't
So
know
you
if
just so you just ran them off. That's really funny.
here we go.
You fool. You fool, I have 70 alternative accounts. Fucking pings all of them. Egg fucker 1, egg fucker 2, egg fucker 3. Alright. Oh, that's really funny. In any case, I'm a head out. I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah,
You have a good one.
oh, fuck. But yeah, Biden's talking about some. They want to help their partner as much as possible, and I'm like, help by popping your gut lung. Jester, so he could see that.
You cannot convince me otherwise that telling a disabled person that they should have been swallowed or aborted isn't eugenics and isn't ableist. Yeah, I am pointing that out because Cereza said that when I told Eden, otherwise known as Buttons, Sugar Deceit, or Fluffy Sugars, now going by Demoth's Appetite or Craving, I don't know, on Blue Sky. So, Cereza, since you want to play the You're Ableist game, I'm going to point out how what you said is eugenics. You told me you said that I, a disabled person, should have been aborted or swallowed. Funny, my parents actually wanted me. I don't think you were a purposeful conception. I think you were an accident or a broken condom baby, but what would I know? I'm just a disabled person on the internet who can easily point out that your friend is a lazy fucking cow and that you are a good for nothing bottom feeder who should probably go get a job as well. Yeah. Oh, scary. I told Eden to get a job. Yeah. Because irregardless of if you have disabilities or not, you kind of need money to sustain yourself and or feed yourself. Shame on me for pointing that out, apparently. So, other than that, I'm going to be working on a different video. That is hopefully my last video in regards to the piss gremlin. Thank you!
Okay. Okay. Obviously, my methods here were not perfectly sound, but when someone is blackmailing you, you don't have many other choices but to play the same game. I just wanted my boyfriend to be left alone, as again, this had been going on since December 2024 and was severely impacting his health. Occurring after the documents release, Sugar accusing me of lying in the information I provided here, and obviously, and probably an attempt to blackmail us a second time. Is reposted Sprinkle selfies. It knows that Sprinkle is uncomfortable with this, as you can see, and does not care. Even if you go read the full post, it does not explain anything new that I didn't address at the start of the section. I'll scroll slowly so you can read it. Matter of fact, I'll go through this quick section I skipped so you can. Matter of fact, I'll put the the doc link. Okay, you know what? I'll put it here. Just copy it on my phone. And put it in chat that way. So, if you guys want to read all of this, there's the doc file, so you can read it. I hope the Lupus takes buttons. Shit, I hope fucking Buttons manually takes a fucking needle and just pops their good lung. Manually. Fuck Buttons. I'll even be generous and include the full thread here because all it does is retread ground I've covered in full already. While I'm at it, let me also disprove the claim that we get pissy if it took too long for Sugar to remove stuff about us. It's funny that Sugar accuses us of lying, but then immediately turns around and lies itself, with stuff that's easily to disprove at that. Okay, have a good night, Brianna. Not to mention, on top of the 10 days of waiting, we had to find the most of the posts for it. I really doubt that Sugar would have bothered to hunt down everything itself if we hadn't done it. I will relent that it found some of them itself, but not nearly all. It was nothing but helpful and courteous during this, especially considering it was only happening due to being blackmailed. Okay, what's this? the Sugars Archive Twitter. Proof that it's online is leaving Twitter. Log in all accounts or unused accounts just to block my accounts. Cock. So again, it's been lying about not touching Twitter. Its friends and mutuals have been telling me about it, alright? So I gotta check if I'm blocked. If I'm not blocked by Buttons, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. I'm not blocked. What the fuck? Almost like I do research. The very real threat of someone's rapist stalking would exist, but it would have taken less than a minute to make an account to get past the privacy on Blue Sky. There was no safety or precaution involved because if they knew about Sugar's accounts, these still aren't deleted either. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is a video that
I really didn't want to make this video, but
that is basically all Tao had to do. Just look at Gray's channel and look at Gray's experiences with this person. This is all the research Tao had to do. This is the fucking research Tao was looking for. But Tao's too busy being a fucking retard that just want to pick fights with people because he's an Isaac Dick writer.
I feel like I need to.
I don't know why the full screen isn't coming up.
I really didn't want to make this video.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need to. Before I continue, please be aware that I will be talking about subject matter such as grooming, child sexual abuse, incest, rape, thoughts of self-deletion, and so much more. If you need to click off and watch something else, it's okay. And before someone says it, because I saw this being said in December of 2024, Eden, I use text-to-speech in videos and not live streams is because unlike you, I actually have a life outside of your bullshit. I use text-to-speech for multiple reasons. I have speech issues, stutter, repeat words, etc. That and I have depressive episodes where speaking feels draining. So there, you ableist freak, there is the reasons I don't really use my voice in videos all that often. This video is made to be a filler for the call I plan on releasing soon, to give some context to depict who Eden is as a human being. The reason I'm making this video because, for those who haven't or don't plan on being on Twitter, Eden, from whatever means he used to achieve this, had managed to identify nobody with nobody as seeker sapient. Due to this, and what I genuinely believe, is sheer cowardice and selfishness, Seeker Sapient chose to delete the entire Nobody with Nobody account and the every shred of evidence she had on Eden, including the Loli show and Toddlercon proof. Luckily, a lot of the people talking about Eden have this covered. A lot of it may be gone, but there is a lot. This includes, but is not limited to the Toddlercon image, censored version, and instances of Eden being a Loli show and defending Loli show. But today, we're not covering that. That's a different video. I specifically want to talk about some of my experiences with Eden. Let's start with something simple. Eden weaponizing my epilepsy.
You know, it's this is cringe. But let's balance this out. Whoops. Let's pull something up real quick. Let's balance this out and watch something of mine cringe. Let's just balance this out. Okay.
Little shampoo,
something,
probably gonna
something of mine cringe. Because we all make cringe.
die. It smelled like fruit. That was a lie. Called the number on the bottle. Spoke to a guy. He said vomit. I said why. He said poison. I said goodbye. I look at my finger. I look at my life. It wasn't that much. I'll probably be fine. I swallowed shampoo. I'm probably gonna die. It smelled like fruit. That was a lie. I swallowed shampoo. Probably gonna die. It smelled like fruit. That was shampoo.
There we go. That should balance out the cringe factor. I showed something of mine cringe.
Yes, I have epilepsy. During the stuff with Asher Morningstar, I had an epileptic seizure. Before receiving the Twitter DM from them, I made the mistake of telling Eden had a seizure because he took the DM I showed him and claimed that Asher and their DM is what caused my seizure. And when I tried to correct Eden, he never corrected this. What actually caused my seizure is because Eden had me up until 6 in the morning and the stress that was put on me both combined to cause the seizure, and I was out of it, fatigued and miserable. I felt like this was important to document because I don't want this false accusation made by Eden to persist. I may not like Asher, and I doubt Asher remotely even likes me, but I want to correct that since Eden wouldn't. Next is the doxing by Eden. I know Eden was pretending to be Bugback when he was in the Gravity Falls fandom because I still have the email that confirms that Eden knew my first and last name. For those who may be a little lost, I used my personal email, which was absolutely dumb. The reason why is because Eden pretended to care about the fact that around that time I had not only lost my uncle because he deleted himself, but that I also tried to delete myself. I was unsuccessful, but I was still not in the headspace to make any wise decisions. After I initially posted about him being a Loli show on Twitter, he doxed me on the anonymous question and answer site telling him, for all of his followers and mutuals to see. What he did afterwards was Google my name. And this requires some context to make this make sense. I have a ridiculously common first and last name. This ultimately means I would end up having the same name as the person Eden found, which was a basketball player. The fact that Eden genuinely made an attempt to find whatever he could on me. I believe he was looking for my personal social media accounts that don't just have my name, my home, even my family members. Now, I have my personal accounts hidden for a reason that I will get to in a bit, but this and the fact Eden has not just threatened to bust my teeth out on the pavement, but has also claimed to be carrying a pocket knife demonstrates that if he absolutely wanted to, then he'd hunt me down and possibly cause me body harm, or worse, which is terrifying, or worse, he could go after members of my family and harm them too. And it leads me to the most important part. Eden outed the fact that I was taken advantage of as a child on YouTube, something he never had the permission to do, and had the gall to try and say that my realization of that alongside questioning my education and reading level as well as the fact I'm in a fandom with darker themes and subject matter that was made exclusively for adults, either Euroguro, erotic gore category, in an effort of attempting to debunk my original video. First of all, Eden, how fucking dare you, in the same breath say, about victims of child sexual assault survivors, yet out my abuse that you had no permission to share. What you did with that is take my ability to tell my story on my terms before I even felt ready to do so. Who the fuck gave you the audacity to do that? I get it. You hate me, but I'll be damned if I ever forgive you, because Eden, a detail I didn't want to share at the time, was the fact that the man who hurt me was my dad, and the fact I was victimized around the time of my first period, which was 11. But who am I kidding? You get off to that exact shit. So Eden, are you gonna tell me again how my trauma gets you hard? How hot under the collar you get to my pain? You sick fuck. ... Go on, do it. It's not gonna be the first time you did that. Now that I got that out of my system, let me correct you on some assumptions you made about me. I graduated 2 years early from high school, and having no formal education previously, raised money for a disability-friendly playground at my old school, been on newspapers and televisions multiple times growing up, and I had enough credits to go to fucking Harvard. The only reason I couldn't is because I couldn't afford to, and when I went to a local community college, I would make myself sick working on assignments to the point I had to drop out. ... I used to be an English major. I do plan on going back to college online at Harvard to learn coding since, and this is something I didn't know at the time. There are online classes at Harvard and even MIT that are self-paced. Eden, your ableism is insidious and shows the kind of person you are on the inside. ... How does my education level and my reading level have anything to do with the fact you're a PDF file? Go on. I want you to explain that bullshit. No matter what kind of excuse you can pull out of your ass, ableism isn't just the R word. It's also implying that someone with disabilities is stupid or slow. It's the more quieter ableism and the most horrid of them all. And finally, the point I said I was going to get to later was the fact I keep my social media accounts privated and hidden away from everyone other than family and even close friends or lovers, is the fact that the man who assaulted me as a child has a criminal record. My biological father has been no stranger to law enforcement due to his record of stalking and domestic violence. He's been to court multiple times. The only reason he's not rotting in a jail cell for anything is because a lot of the judges who've presided over each of the cases gave him a slap on the wrist each time. This would embolden him to just continue. The only reason he stopped is because of his second ex-wife not just leaving him and taking my step and half-sister with them. ... I haven't had contact with my father since I was 18 years old. I haven't seen him in almost 5 years. Eden, don't try and find him so you can repeat what you did to Nexa to me. First of all, my father is a straight cis guy, and despite you looking like you'd be his type, I doubt he'd want to get with you. Second of all, I don't need a stepdad. This is not a Quan Mills original. I doubt you'd successfully be able to find him. His name is ridiculously common as well. And as funny as it would be, I don't need you revenge fucking my almost 50-year-old pedo dad. That's weird, and we don't need soap opera level bullshit. ... And to the very confused folks at home, I'm only saying this because he has in the past dated people's abusers as a fucked up lick back at the people he doesn't like, while invalidating their trauma by calling them liars, and that it never happened. So, with all that now open and put there, I will leave you with one last thing. Eden, look up lowly on Urban Dictionary, you moron. And the short stacked goblins I mentioned in my first video, yeah, that was a reference to the political streamer Vosh, who on a livestream accidentally flashbanged his audience with his lowly bestiality stash, and to cover his claimed that the lowlists were not children, but short-stacked goblins. And with that, I will say farewell, my beautiful, wonderful wisps, and remember, you're loved and wanted. Hi, post-edit Grey here. Something I forgot until rewatching Eden's first response video which is in the description. Eden made a big stink about the fact that in my initial thread, talking about how he's a lolisho, that he claims he did it where minors could see. My audience isn't children. Eden, your audience is full of kids who you follow, interact with, and even do so on all of your Sweetful Deceit account, your Knave of Hearts account, and your Fouts Royal account. You retweet and promoted an account you knew was marked for mature audience, and was part of the Boyfriend to Death and Yan the visual novel communities to your audience of minors on your Bill's follower account. You don't get to expose your audience to my account, and then cry when I share with my audience that you're a freak who knew Lolisho was against my personal comfort and had obfuscated that fact for the entire time I've known you. You had made a conscious choice to lie about you being a Lolisho to me, and now you're lying about the demographic that consumes my art. In addition, you didn't stop being my friend out of nowhere, and that's not why I decided to speak against you. No, you know exactly why we stopped being friends. You ended our friendship because I told you not call Nexa a predator. You threw a fit about a mutual friend of ours at the time telling you the same thing. You came into my DMS to not only bitch about what my friend said, you also argued with me about how you wanted to say that Nexa committed child-on-child sexual abuse while knowing I had gotten off of work in the middle of the night. You got so fucking mad about the fact my friend and I dared to disagree with you that you ended our friendship because you had people saying no, you shouldn't call your ex a child predator without evidence other than Twitter DMS. Why is it a clear pattern that after your relationship ends, you make serious accusations? The stream where you were confronted about calling your virgin ex, Anthony, a rapist and how you wasted police time. It literally spawned the I believed it too meme. And before you try and spin it into some bullshit regarding your case with Lieb, first of all, I can't make definitive statements regarding the authenticity of your great case, since I'm not the arresting officer. I was not there. I was not in the courtroom. At the same time, I cannot condemn Lieb as a rapist because, like it or not, she has a right to a trial in front of a jury of her peers, and is innocent until proven otherwise. So unless you're going to show otherwise, I cannot automatically say that it did or did not happen. It's not helped that you have a track record of lying to people, but I have to give you and Lieb benefit of the doubt. The guilt by association bullshit is something you've learned as a result of being a member of the art and slideshow commentary community. A community you were absolutely in because you were in it almost a decade ago. You're no better than Nezzy Monster, Heighten Mitsuru, or even Doodle Tones. You took part in vigilante predator hunting, which has been proven extremely damaging to cases of child predation in the past. Eden, you're a relic of a bygone era of the art and slideshow commentary community. Yet, you persist, now claiming you have precancer which, and you keep doing this. You've made it put to be as bad as full-blown cancer. Eden, precancer is not the same thing. It's your body warning you that you're getting close to having cancer, and that specific cells in your body, if left untreated, will develop into cancer. Now, before I end the video for real this time, Eden, quit donating money to yourself under what you believe to be my chosen name and my last name. That's fucking creepy and it's fraud. If it continues, I will report all of your donations as fraudulent under impersonation. Pretending to be me just to donate $10 is weird as hell. Like, who does that? And my chosen name isn't Grey. Where you got that I don't have a clue about. My username stems from two different things. The abyssal characters within Genshin Impact, who are part of the Abyss Order, yes. I'm a weeb who plays gacha games, and the poorly written book series 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. I think buttons should be hung by jumper cables. What the fuck? Okay, so. Yep. fucking 179 pages. What the fuck? Next year is the 17-year-old. Right. So this should be about a different ex, right? We can never escape the piss gremlin. Okay, so maybe on another stream, a full-on look through all of this. I'm going to break into your home with a scalpel, make my way into your bedroom, and start stabbing you. Start stabbing at you swing by swing. Then I'll pull down your pants and shove the scalpel into you. What the fuck? Honestly, fuck you, Buttons. You deserve this. So, I hope when he's stabbing you, he pops your good lung. And you just instantly just fucking die. Fuck Buttons. Okay, so. Okay, so the transition goes by she, her. Okay. 179 pages. God damn. Okay. This will be for another stream. But I will. Where the fuck is it? If it's in the search bar, I will bookmark this for a reminder. Just move that right there. So it's 167 pages. So these two aren't really even that different. Okay, so. Fuck. Right. Right, so. I'll read up a few more paragraphs, and I'll probably end it right then and there. Because a lot has went on this stream. What the fuck? Okay. Not to mention, on top of the 10 days of waiting, we had to find most of the posts for it. I really doubt that Sugar would have bothered to hunt down everything itself. If we hadn't done it, I will relent that it found some of them itself, but not nearly all. I was nothing but helpful and courteous during this, especially considering it was only happening due to being blackmailed. Stalking of me and my partner. In January of this year, 2025, Sprinkle posted a personal comic about cinema roll. Cinema roll? So, I've never heard of that. Oh shit. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm not the first into Hello Kitty. So, okay, that's the name for that buddy. God dang, this fucking tablet. I thought I turned the fucking noises off. Sanrio character. This one simple action has spiraled into months of stalking us and copying us at every turn, especially Sprinkle. Much of the copying from this era is less egregious compared to recently, so I'll be prioritizing more recent occurrences for the sake of saving document space. The first big incident was when Sugar used a picture Sprinkle posted. The first big incident was when Sugar used a picture Sprinkle posted of his own cinema roll merchandise. You can even see his medication bottle slightly visible in the upper right corner. Sugar later claimed it found it on Google. Double whammy, my cinema roll pajamas came in today. They match so well, and the little star beads on the hoodie streaks are so cute. Being told I inspired someone to draw again, actually. Since this is it, Sugar has tried to claim its friend sent the picture to it, and that it did not know it was Sprinkles on picture, but it's up to you to decide if you really believe that. I don't. Because Buttons is a fucking liar. Merch think I can explain. I will show you with the screenshots. The person even came to apologize to me about the fact that they used his shit, and I got on the about it after admiring to me. You can also quite blatantly copy his layouts, reply to every post he replies to, and generally make sure you always intrude on his space. I just want you to stop and let him live his peace. His life is stressful enough. This person came to me saying they wanted to draw a character for me and said that they found these pictures on the internet. I genuinely believed them until they said they admitted they got it off his social media, and I was extremely upset at them for it, and I told them to apologize. Let's just say that I believed them back then because the other person had their name blanked out, so there was no proof. It wasn't just you on an alt or using a bot like Tupper. Even outside of that instance, you have been quite blatantly keeping tabs, and numerous people have agreed and found it creepy. That's why he even made his own post about it. He was encouraged to, plus you'd already... God damn, stop yawning, fuck. You'd already decided to have a go at him first. And there's a lot of text. Oh, fuck. Even more text. I'll give a couple of minutes to read all this. Now on to the rest of the stalking. It's a lot. I apologize for the length and possible poor formatting. Images from Sprinkle's now deleted post about being copied. There's only 60 pages left, so I'll get through all of it. Fuck it. Sally mentions discovering my Yumi ship song right after I talked about it on my account. Copied profile picture, copied the doll name. Made a custom layout of lowercase letters to see if he would copy, and he did. I'm way too tired to get the evidence of it, but he only started calling Shadow Milky or using the doll name after he saw me BF using them publicly. This is just some, but every day he will interact with almost every post I do or make something mimicking what I made. It's exhausting. This is all just from this week. It's been happening for over 2 months. From Sprinkle. While copying me in regards to liking Cinema Roll, he suddenly amassed a huge amount of Cinema Roll gifts from friends. When he posted these DMs, it was proven that it was actually just him sending himself these messages. The amount of gifts added up to about $200, which is about half the money he'd gotten from GoFundMe at the time for his rent. After he was called out for scamming people for GoFundMe money, he suddenly received an offline donation of exactly what his goal was to try and divert attention from misusing the money. I'm just adding this because this was the length he went to copy me in my symbol roll collection. Gonna point out something. Buttons is part of the Has Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss, Gravity Falls, Rick and Morty, and even Cookie Run Kingdom fandoms. And some of his kids within the fandoms. Of course. I'm in the fandom of running Buttons over with a 2x4 fucking pickup truck fandom. Just run the bitch over. Sugar's account is Dreams and Stars. Sprinkle's account is Blue Screen Virus. My alter account is Shadow Milky. This is where Sugar's obsession with copying the pet name doll began. It claims it comes from its time in the Has Been Hotel fandom, but that was years ago at this point, and not likely considering everything else. Valid fandom. The fucking run Buttons over with a Ford F-150 fandom. I hate this guy. Awfully obsessed with me, huh? Oh, I love you too, doll. Mark Party. Mark Party. I feel like that was somebody. What the fuck? Mark Party. Mark Party. Fuck. Mark Party. Mark Party. It's the guy Buttons. Oh, right. The guy that groomed Nexar. That's who that was. I don't know why I was thinking it was Vlad's tag. Yeah, Razor's tag. Right. Yeah, it's in here. Yep. Actual Groomer Mark Party. That's why it was familiar. See, this is what happens when you don't fucking do the fucking thing you were supposed to do months ago. You forget critical shit. I mean, in all fairness, YouTube was being a bitch. So, what can you do? Okay. I mean, I have coffee. I can handle the taste of alcohol. I'm only worried about ulcers, but when I get famotidine, I might give it a little try again. Dull alcohol is poison. Don't need it. Have an okay time. Trust. Shut the fuck up. Sugar's account is wafer warmth. Sprinkle's account is the silly vanilla. Timestamps included on all posts for definite proof. And you can read these. Right. Right. They pulled the fucking Nezzy monster. Telling fucking Nexa that they fumbled. And more this. Direct copying a Sprinkles icon. Wow, that is fucking 1-to-1. That's literally the same fucking image. What the fuck is wrong with this fuck? No timestamp available due to it being a URL change, but it was changed shortly after the tweet above was posted. Copying Sprinkle's username directly before changing it to another variation. What the fuck? Weird jabs is Sprinkle's cookie run and self-insert. Sugary marshmallow cookie. Sugar cleaning, Shadow Milk's doll on Tumblr, Blue Sky. We suspect that what's wrong with buttons is MPD, BPD, and crack cocaine. Copying Sprinkle Straw page. Wow. Oh my fucking god. Another blatant occurrence, except Sugar is called copying my altar this time. For good measure, here's Sugar accusing us of stalking it instead. This Google Doc was also completely unrelated to either of us. It was about some of Sugar's other longtime detractors. The Kiwi Farms claim is also false. Seen in the blackmailing section, Sugar was upset that I even dared to skim the page. That counted as using Kiwi Farms to it. Alright, I didn't want to make this post, but I'm pissed and all. No, and I've been pushed. Shadow Milk Stall has been a part of a low-key, uncomfortable stalking and harassment campaign against me. This is my document on the matter. Be warned for very graphic topics. I'm done. His boyfriend deadass used a fucking Kiwi Farm page made on me by a child groomer. Fuck around and find out. Leave me alone. Then you and your boyfriend and friends follow me to servers on Discord, then I'm done. Shut the fuck up, Buttons. On 4/20/20 on 4/22/2025, Sugar added the name Sugar to his list of names and later made it his primary name. We were quick to notice this. Plus, Sugar also made to point it out for us in the series of screenshots below. Sprinkle says here, it doesn't matter if Sugar supposedly used this name in the past, immediately adding to its list of names after this document's release is intentional. It is not the name itself, it is the timing. Everyone but Sugar seems to understand this concept. Buttons is either a crack or heroin. Is either on crack or heroin. We may never know. Okay. Julie is streaming at 5. Okay, we got a whole hour. Okay. I feel so disgusted knowing they have intentionally added my name to the list of preferred names. This was just changed within the past hour or so, so it was definitely done to make me uncomfortable. I'll be going back on break soon, but this is just proving my point. Here's proof that it was changed within the hour. This screenshot was taken shortly after he made that post at 10:45 EST. But Sugar Bun is a pet name for old Yumi shit. Yeah, Sugar is a common pet name, but changing it to a preferred name is weird and intentional. Additionally, Sugar seemed to attempt some more blackmail tactics here. We're not getting rid of the name Sugar if you're not getting rid of the little document. The statement is clear in its intentions. It is keeping its name until we both agree to be silent again, which is not happening. This strongly supports the idea that Sugar only adopted this name again out of spite and probably to make Sprinkle uncomfortable. You can't even claim it's about the character and that you can only be called it if we were first, like do snap smell the coffee. We honest to God stopped using Sugar because we were afraid of this little tantrum they would have about it. Wafer started using the pet name again because he really loved it, and all of a sudden it's like the volcano Pompeii went off for them. It's called reclamation after abusing us and everything for so long. We are not getting rid of the name Sugar if you're not getting rid of the little document. So it's not blackmail, it's making a point, kid. You wanted to throw a fit and you proved our point. We stopped using the name because we thought you'd make a fit. The minute he used Sugar Bud, you lost your shit. You proved our point again. Sugar has since gone to claim that it had the name Sugar first. It only changed it because of Sprinkle's OC of the same name. Tweets from Sugar on this subject pictured below. It's not blackmail, it's making a point. Yep. Proved our point again. He started using Sugar and now he's using it, you say, as if we have never used it. But we used it before you, and maybe stop using it after you made your character, knowing you'd crash out like you are right now. Being bullied into changing our name and shit, cause they honestly should have told Buttons to go piss themselves in the corner. Sugar claims to stop using the name Sugar after Sprinkle made his OC of the same name to avoid us making a fit about it. Let's disprove that real quick, shall we? However, this is easily disprovable. I don't need to write much of a caption here as the image speaks for itself. Sugar is a liar and simply attempted to backtrack from the admission that it changed its name to Sugar out of spite for my document. I'm sorry that my friends know that I love this character so much and decide to get me things out of love and a sign that I'm not alone during very hard times. But that gives you no right to say that I don't deserve him as a character for comfort either. That's pathetic of you. 1 hour timestamp showing the screenshot is old. Sugary Marshmallow Cookie was not posted publicly until February. This disproves. This disproves Sugar's claim that it stopped using the name Sugar due to sprinkles on the sea. It stopped using the name Sugar of its own volition and only began using it again out of spite, as shown above. Eden's post screenshot taken in January prior to Sprinkle creating his OC called Sugary Marshmallow Cookie. You can tell the screenshot is very old because of the username being GeoBunnies, as this was the previous URL of the Shed Mills Doll account. Sugar's screen name is clearly Eden here, not Sugar. January 2015, 28th January 2025. Telling me to kill myself over a freaking character that's for comfort. I'm sorry that I like a character that you do. What a crime. Anyway, Cinema Roll is my favorite trans boy mascot bunny looking puppy, and I can't wait for more gifts of him. My friends from me and the VTuber Model W. They're another Shadow Milk's follower. Their dual name is Sugar Coated Lies. He tells lies through lies of omission, where you intentionally leave out important information. After the document's release, this was added on April 23rd, 2025. Sugar changed its Tumblr URL back to one that copies Sprinkle's Twitter URL. It keeps claiming it never copied Sprinkle or I, but this is clearly done out of spite. The previous URL was Shadow Milk Stall. To clarify Sprinkle's exact username, Sprinkle took it on Tumblr after Sugar let it go, which is why Sugar had to slightly change it this time. Okay, Lop will be around for convo and such, but I took over as host for basically 6 to 7 years. God fucking damn it. Even Buttons is doing to 6-7. If I see anybody doing a 6-7, I will hit you with a car. Thank you. It's time for change. You can't do it anymore. It's not working out, and we're agreeing it's for the best. Pressure, anxiety, etc. Not good for the body and mind. Making a new account. Only trusted close people get it. DM if you want. This is an archive, so all evidence and shit of our side is up. New era. Sugar Shadow Milk Cookie fictive showing a sudden interest in Trip Pants, despite never mentioning them once before. Right after I happened to post about my Shadow Milk Cookies fictive wanting to buy himself a pair. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. Japanese wants blue Trip Pants so bad. I'm sorry, dude. They don't make shit for plus sized individuals. He got me gloves and asked me what I want for my topic. Trip Pants, I fucking knew it, totally a vibe. But blue. Not sure if that exists. Consider fabric paint. You son of a bitch, I'm in. She also told me Trip Pants exist because the zippers zip undone so boots can fit. Need boots now, I swear. Ever since I saw the art of my PFP, I said I need this to be shit. I need to be this shit. If anybody does 6-7, I'll actually mod me so I can mute you for 24 hours or as long as it takes to defund you. Fuck it, I'm just modding you anyways. Oh wait, shit! I can't mod you from Atari 997. God damn it! I gotta fucking. There you go. Go ham. Sugar blatantly ripping off Sprinkles OCs. An attempt was made to be covert about it, at least. Design sketch of sugary marshmallow cookies. Design AU design sugary marshmallow's costume. AU design for the AU Stage of Truth is from Sweet Dreams cookie. He rolls swaps with Milky Way cookie and becomes the cookie of dreams. Fount is always sleepy. I wonder if I could be a cookie about sleep, like dreams. I could be a cookie that makes them. My name for a while was Dreamy, and I made an Undertale OC named Dreamy as a kid. They were a lamb cookie, daydream cookie, blanket cookie, sweet dream cookie, ponder, dream angel cookie maybe. He does call me angel. Ooh, I gotta draw tonight. Maybe he helps spread knowledge through sleep, like how some people remember things best by listening when falling asleep. OMG, I may be cooking. I'd like to take Buttons OC's redesign and sell them. $726.25. Sugar publicly admitting to having a mole and Sprinkles now private Twitter account. Update: I'm going to be making a statement about the specific post because I'm officially pissed. Someone told me after seeing this post that I have a lot to say. Okay, privating for a bit is going to be a full hiatus now indefinitely. I'm only going to be active on my private and Discord for this foreseeable future. If you want to follow my private or add my Discord, you can. I'm privating for a bit due to a paranoid episode. I'm going to go inactive until I feel better, so I'll only be on Eternally Sugary for now. I'm going to be logging out now, so if you need me, please either follow request on my private or DM me on Discord. Blue screen virus. Sorry about that. I was texting my sister. On their own, these things seem innocuous, which is the defense Sugar has used and will likely continue to use to try and spin on our accusations into us just being self-absorbed and paranoid. But in combination with everything above, plus Sugar's history of stalking and harassing numerous others, it is far too much to be brushed off as mere coincidences. And to be honest for a moment, this behavior has made Sprinkle extremely suicidal. We've had severe scares now where I was in genuine fear of Sprinkle taking their life. Sugar's behavior single-handedly caused Sprinkle to relapse, and he has hurt himself to the point of suffering from blood loss several times, since all because of Sugar. We try to keep these kinds of things private as they should be, but Sugar publicizes its struggles to blame us for them. So it is about time Sprinkle shares what Sugar has done to him too. There is endless further proof of the stalking, as it has been going on for a few months. At the time of writing this, for the sake of keeping this document from getting even longer, I'm cutting this section here. I hope what I have chosen to include suffices. It's 143, 167. Okay, so okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put on an intermission screen right quick because I gotta pee, so I'll be right back.
Caught it. 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 Check it out. I'm in the house. I caught it. I caught it. Caught it. Caught it. Check it out. I'm in White House. I'm in the house. I caught it. Check it out. I'm in the house. I caught it. I caught it. Caught it. Caught it. Check it out. I'm in White House. I'm in the house. I caught it. Check it out. I'm house. I'm house like caught it. House like caught it. 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 Check it out. I'm in the house. I caught it. I caught it. Caught it. Caught it. Check it out. I'm in White House. I'm in the house. I caught it. Check it out. I'm in the house. I caught it. I caught it. Caught it. Caught it. Check it out.
Not that one. There we go. Okay. Other instances of theft and harassment. No. While writing this document, I was able to obtain another document full of more evidence created by some friends of a past victim of sugar. These friends wished to remain anonymous, so it's now hosted on the Internet Archive due to a false copyright strike. It was originally hosted on this Google account. This has been included as a header rather than in past callout section because it was given to me specifically for this document. Plus, it supports the fact that Sugar has been doing this for a very long time and continues to demonstrate these behaviors despite numerous callouts and conflicts as a result of these actions. Since this additional document was not written by me, take any claims that lack supporting evidence with a grain of salt. I only wish to give other victims a voice. Content warning for racism and Mexican racial slurs. Document. So this is another doc. We'll probably take a look at that a later day, along with the other one Grace sent me. Okay, and as of July 12th, 2025, no, fuck, June 12th, talking dumbass, July 7th, 6th is June. As of June 12th, 2025, Sugar has stolen yet another design. I am keeping the creator of the original design anonymous as I do not wish to have their name attached to this forever. I will, however, be showing off Sugar's blatant theft of their design. I can do that without naming them. Due to a false copyright claim regarding the fair use of this artwork, it is only viewable through a link. Please click here to view the character theft. Yep. Why does the the buttons one look like the character just took a fresh line? Other examples of it stealing designs, primarily from Sprinkle from around September onward, can be found on the 8 Archivist account. Continued association with pro shipping. As of May 31st, 2025, Sugar, of which I am still using the name to maintain consistency with the rest of the document, is only addressed this section and basically nothing else in the document. So I find its inclusion in needs of edit. If Sugar will continue to harp on this specifically and not any of the other horrible things it has done, so I'm going to show that despite Sugar no longer associated with the Pro-Ship label, it continues to associate with those that do. All screenshots of other people in this section are not meant to incite harassment against them. Please do not do that. I only include them to prove that Sugar is lying. Sugar is close friends with longtime mutuals with Twitter user Papacity. Mentioning roleplay with them, Papacity even drew fan art of its cookie sauna, as you can see. These are all extremely recent and on their own, these seem fine. Our work is censored to prevent false copyright strikes. Because buttons never get better at art. Damn. Our work is censored to prevent false copyright strikes. True. But then, very openly on Capacity's profile, you can find such content as this: a tier list ranking things like incest of both the sibling and parent child variety high up, and placing things such as bestiality and grooming in a has potential but depends category.
I want this nigga hung by jumper cables. I want this nigga hung by jumper cables.
The fuck? Hang this motherfucker with jumper cables. Because what the fuck? You have animal cruelty, animal murder at just no, but bestiality at has potential but depends. Nigga, bestiality is animal cruelty. What the fuck? It is animal cruelty, my nigga. You're raping an animal. What the fuck? Oh my god, throw this bitch in the wood chipper, please. Top of the tier: abusive relationship, mind break, torture, kidnapping, Stockholm, Lima syndrome. I think that says Lima syndrome. I can't read these two. The tier maker watermark is in the fucking way. Hang on, let me try finding this on Twitter. Cystine. I still can't read it. The tier maker list is in the way. Oh, yeah, you can if you want to. It's not that one. So yeah, abusive relationship, mind rape, torture, kidnapping, Stockholm syndrome, Lima syndrome. What is Lima syndrome? Psychological phenomenon where captors develop sympathy. Oh, okay, so it's the reverse of Stockholm. Okay. Monster fucking incest with siblings. Iruguro. Incest parent child. Extreme age gap. Blood, vomit, stalking, vor. Tentacles, non-con. Sexual torture. Wound fucking. Human hunting. Underage. Mind control. Forced femme. Sexual slavery. Cigarette burns. Objectification. Murder.
She says non-consensual somnophilia or consensual somnophilia. But somnophilia is a sexual act where one of the people involved so essentially it's and it's listed as paraphilia. It's where you get off to another person sleeping.
Kill.
I don't know if that was heard. Give me a second.
People are into such weird shit. Fucking. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm on iPad, so it's gonna be a little weird. Hello?
Yeah. this whole time I was muted.
You're okay. I just wanted to pop in, explain one of them because I can zoom in on the screenshot since I'm watching the stream from my phone.
Yeah.
It either said consensual somnophilia or non-consensual somnophilia.
Yeah, that's weird.
Or dubious consent somnophilia. Non-consensual somnophilia, you're raping someone in their sleep. Hang on. It's something somnophilia.
Yeah, I think that says non-con.
Yeah, then it straight up like rapes people. Some people are into it as long as there is like consent, someone involved. But if there isn't, like, yeah, that's pretty much rape. That is rape.
Yeah.
The definitely love is also a red flag because there's like incest, stream age, vomit, blood, 4 tentacles, non-con.
What gets me is animal cruelty being at just no, but bestiality has potential, but depends. Like, bestiality is animal cruelty. The fuck? You're raping an animal.
But a lot of like zoophiles don't believe that. So that's what makes them like puppy rapists.
Oh my god. And pupcesty is not an isolated incident. Sugar has had friendly and direct interaction with at least one other open pro shipper that we can prove. Anyway.
Oh, real quick, since you're on the continued pro shipping section, warnings. There isn't like any explicit stuff, but there is Shah Khan.
Great.
Oh god, you're on the section.
Huh?
Oh yeah, that's pancake cookie and custard cookie, something custard cookie. Those are children. They're canonically children.
Oh
I know because I'm a nerd. I play Cookie Run. My favorite is Silent Soul. By the way, Buttons, if you're watching this, get bent. My husband stabbed yours. I win.
Buttons, if you're watching this, pop your fucking good lung, please, and just stop breathing. And now a piece of somewhat anecdotal evidence, but still telling. Nowadays, when I receive anonymous hatred from Sugar or its friends, they will usually mention the fact that I'm an anti or a Puritan or some other term of that nature. These people directly coming to me to defend Sugar and referring to Sugar as their friend feel the need to bring up the fact that I'm an anti as a negative point. I wonder why that is. These also have a bonus of some violent threats. If Sugar had killed himself tonight, I would have located and beaten you to a bloody mess. Personally, never forget, people hate you for mistreating an assault victim, you Puritan anti-scum. Sugar had to be talked down tonight because he remembered his rape. Because you and your friends couldn't let the pro ship shit from his past go that his rapist manipulated him into. He remembered his rape because you and your friend You people are monsters. I hope you get beaten within an inch of your life for making an assault victim lift and rape. You can't shut up and mind your own and don't care what happens to victims.
Oh yes, because we gotta call buttons. We can't call it out on no shipping. Like we can't call it out on liking children anymore. Because they're a way too bad.
I'm going to tell the truth. In my honest opinion, you can't be talking shit while hiding behind the anonymous. If you're going to talk shit, you fucking reveal your name. You
I
can't.
turn off Anon on Tumblr. I'm gonna catch that bitch in action.
Don't fucking talk tough. If you're just going to click the Anon button, don't fucking talk tough. You're just a little bitch. I don't
But
take.
Buttons has always had history of like talking shit on Anons. And then sending itself Anons too. Playing victim.
Doesn't negate the fact that they are still away from that crowd and still healing. There have been pro shippers that have even come forward and said they completely understand why he isn't one anymore. This is why I hate media anti Puritans. Whatever. We got a couple of straw pages here that says act your age, since the nerfed anti scum. Your build design is also cringe and basic. Antis and their art always are. Maybe you get a personality. I don't care if Sugar continues to associate with pro shippers or even is a pro shipper itself somehow. People can do whatever the hell they want, and as long as they're open enough to allow others to curate their spaces or aren't actively harming anyone. I do not have the energy to witch hunt the people keeping their stuff private, but if you're engaging in that type of content or people that support that type of content, the people you interact with that do not want to be around it deserve to know. I know associating with open pro shippers would be a deal breaker for many, even if you yourself do not hold these ideals. That is the only reason this section was originally included, and that is the only reason it's staying. Sugar later made a statement on its Tumblr confirming that it is friends with pro shippers and has no plans to remove them from its life. This is its own decision to make, as stated above many times, but people should know the kind of company Sugar decides to keep if they want to be its friend as well. And we got wall of text. Now the screenshots that were originally included in the past pro shipping section, I'm keeping them here so that they can go in conjunction with the screenshots above as context is necessary. Sugar's pro shipping behavior continued into May of 2024, possibly further. I'm smiling like a fucking idiot. Yes, I'm so blushy and happy when a kiss on the cheek, each cheek kissing the. Yeah, I'm not fucking reading the rest of that. Antis want to throw us. Oh wait, fuck. Extra points if it's grueling and forbidden. The manipulation, the corruption, the effort the adult goes to gain the child's trust, and the size difference. Just saying. Okay. Antis want to throw.
Buttons wants to rape children.
Antis
I am saying no.
Antis want to throw a fit how I make my OCs small, even though they're based on me and I'm of age. Plot twist, I'll make my most popular OC a minor for that one. He's at least 25 years old at this point in time. In all seriousness, this is more to let loose and explore this for myself. I'm comfortable with my comfort OC baby. They're hellborn, and I'll age them down to 12, like my first minor ex-adult ship I had as a kid. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this story. Fucking kill yourself, please. What the fuck? What chipper? Now, for the sake of transparency, according to Sugar, this past pro-ship engagement was due to manipulation from an abuser. As someone...
Crap. Hang on.
As someone who was groomed and experienced a cult-like environment, I understand this, and that is why... That is why I'm including this addendum. However, even in my abused state, I did not engage with such content publicly, or even really at all, outside of trying to please my abuser. I found no personal enjoyment in it outside of that person, nor did I keep the company of pro shippers past that. I cut all of them out of my life quite quickly upon realizing I had been groomed. This is only relevant because Sugar will often cry hypocrisy when our situations were in fact very, very different. It is not a fair comparison to make. Sugar continued with his pro-shipping behavior long after escaping from its alleged abuser. Knowing that it was wrong and even hiding in some instances as seen above, my abuse lasted for nearly 8 years, starting when I was 14, and was a slow build until it finally ended when I was 22, my current age. From what I've been shown, what I've seen been shown, Sugar's lasted 1 to 2 years. I don't wish to delve any deeper than that, as Sugar has already quite viciously inserted itself into my growing cult trauma and amplified it by invading the fandom it was occurring in. It tried very hard to sully my name there as well. In my one safe and supportive space at the time, it involved itself in complex traumatic situations it cannot nor will ever understand solely for the sake of taking me down. That is far from cruel. That is far more cruel than anything it claims I have done. I am not willing to expand on the whole situation much more than this. It is too personal. Thank you. Damn, what the fuck's that doing? Now, with all that said, here is the most recent recounting of the abuse posted on one of Sugar's accounts. And of course, the doc is in the chat, so you can read that part if you want. As you can see, it is keeping up the lie here that it does not associate with pro shippers, only to admit later that it does. So, with all that being said, it is mostly up to personal comfort instead of moral issue in regards to how you feel about this content. Again, that is why this section is at the very bottom of this document. Okay. Other victims' experiences. Jack Nostalgic. Fuck. I can't read. Jack and Sugar had been friends for a very short time, but Jack set a boundary about venting in his DMs, and Sugar repeatedly violated it until Jack eventually decided to block Sugar. Sugar allegedly attempted to end its life as a result of this and blamed Jack for it. Jack was repeatedly called a murderer and told he had blood on his hands when Sugar was very much alive the entire time and didn't provide any proof that it had attempted. Here is Jack's original Twitter post about the situation that he has asked me to include. And you can go ahead and read that. When someone tried to prompt Sugar for proof, even just a photo of its hospital bracelet, it refused and acted as if that was an invasion of privacy. Below is Sugar refusing to provide proof of its attempt, while it and its friends harass Jack endlessly for causing it. I happened to need a hospital visit around this time, so I took a picture of my own hospital bracelet with personal information censored to prove how easy it would have been for Sugar to do. No private information is being shared in this photo aside from my birthday and sex. Oh, damn. Born a couple of months before me. Additionally, more Sugar venting in Jack's DMs after the boundary was set, as well as showing ableism against Jack's system. Rewired Ford is an evil version of Stanford Pines from Gravity Falls. Sugar requesting Jack's RW Ford headmate to be kind to it, assuming the alter will be mean because they are evil in source. Obvious ableism. Princey Vineyard 2018. A friend of ours, Princey, was also friends with Sugar for a time, and has asked for a statement of his own to be included. Screenshots below of what he had to say about the friendship. Screenshots Princey provided of some DMs with Sugar, where Sugar immediately broke a boundary Princey had said about avoiding conversation about the Nexar situation. Past call-out statements. I include this section only to again highlight Sugar's pattern of behavior. I cannot possibly personally vet all of these people or verify any unsubstantiated claims. The only person I can fully put my support behind is Becca Makes Stuff, because we talked one-on-one during the time of my first call out on Sugar. Use your own best judgment on what information is important and what isn't. If you have a call out or a statement that I missed, feel free to DM it to me so I can add it. There are some things I could not include here to maintain the safety of past victims. Buttons taking the people court over internet drama, Queen Serafina. Buttons number 2, harassment buggaloo, Queen Serafina. Whimsical button is being done by Rabbit. Final talk about Angel, Becca Makes Stuff. The KLB Club, a user that claims to be documenting all info on Sugar from 2019 to 2024. The FluffySugars archive, and a user that appears to be taking up the mantle of the KLB archive, documenting Sugar's more recent behavior and victims. In conclusion, I do believe that people can change. No one can stay static forever. That's not how life works. However, there will always be people like Sugar who refuse to change because they have never faced real consequences for their actions. Even now, I doubt this document will spur it into changing. It is too set in its ways. Judging by just how big its digital footprint in the history of bullying others online is, and to be informal for a moment. I also know that by writing and releasing this document, I'm putting myself in a fair amount of danger. I know Sugar will begin another harassment campaign against me. It will probably try to get me to do something drastic, but I cannot go on living in silence. Watching my partner be tormented daily and watching Sugar silence other victims, there were many people I could not include here that want to be here because they have agreed to keep the peace. Sugar is so tiring to deal with that justice is not worth the struggle to them anymore, and that's horrible. No one should no one should be made to feel that way. Sugar is a repeat abuser who's gotten away with it for far too long. With all that said, thank you for taking the time to read this document, even if you just skimmed. I know it's very long. I didn't even scratch the surface of Sugar. I'm sure I can only hope things go well. And again, for the record, do not harass Sugar, block and move on. Spread awareness and move on. Focus your energy on supporting its victims. Focus your anger on making sure it can't run away to another fandom and do this all over again. In the cycle, the chaos system, and some friends. And the archive account in this font specifically to clarify. Okay, and that's it. That's is that's the doc. It took a month or two to finish reading it because there is a huge gap between the first part and the second part of my reading of it. Because my first one was December 31st. And it took a little over a month and a half to get done because the aforementioned stupid fucking ban. But it is what it is. It's over and done with. So I could go ahead and wrap this up right here. It's almost 5 o'clock, 4:54. Julius should be about to start streaming, so I'll send you guys over to Julie when they're about to start streaming. So take care, and yeah, I don't know how to close these things out, so I'll just put up the end screen. Well, real quick. Again, support Bissell Gray. They have a bunch of streams that are going to start happening. Probably starting around. If this thing will fuck. There we go. So there you go. Starting Valentine's Day, Gray's going to do a Valentine's Day stream. And then a whole bunch of streams after that. As for me, I will be streaming yet again on the 20th to finish up Death and Autism. Great. And I'll set up a couple of more streams after that because I want to do another gaming stream also because yeah, I got a couple of PS2 prototypes that I want to try and download and probably get running because I'm a big on beta content and games and stuff and comparing beta releases to the finals. So, of course, I'm going to do a couple of streams on these. There's a whole website, Hidden Palace, full of beta and prototype PS2 games, which I find so fucking cool. As you can see, I downloaded a whole bunch of WWE stuff. If you look at my main channel, Atari 997, I damn near make nothing but wrestling content. So yeah, I'll probably play a couple of wrestling betas on the channel and shit. Yeah, but also I'm gonna do an art stream too. And yeah, I'll probably get those set up after I close this out. So alright, so I bid you all adieu, and I'll see you next stream.
out, I'm in the house like carpet. And if there's too many hits in my blunt, I won't spark it. I'll put it in my pocket and save it like rocket fuel. To everybody's got and it's cool. Then I spark it up with my brother. His mama named him Moan, what I call a Moan lover. And he's more than a cover, he's a quilt. We're putting shit together like the house that John built on a hill. Cause this you're gonna feel like velvet turtle. My style fits tighter than a girdle. If you hate it, then you can just leave it like Beaver. But in a day or two I'll make you a true believer in me. Cause like the alphabet you'll see, there isn't kits or rhyme, not your everyday soliloquy. My chef for a D, a rhyme is truly cooking. Piece of Matty Rich, cause he's straight out of Brooklyn, New York. I don't eat pork or swine when I dine. I drink a cup of Kool-Aid, not a big glass of wine or rocket. And if you have time, I'll drop rhyme again.